Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mark. In this video, I want to talk about letting go of trying to figure it all out, trying to make sense of everything, getting your brain involved, that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a very powerful video. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when I release new videos. So I remember when I first awakened, I'd have these experiences, these images would come through. They'd be very powerful. And you know it because you feel it deep within your heart that there's a meaning to it. Now, the ego, the mind, wants to make sense of everything. So immediately I had the reaction or the impulse to run off to the internet and try to do some research and try to piece it all together. And many times I did come up with meaning um, behind what, the visions I had received or the information that had come forward through me, or maybe a very powerful synchronicity occurred and I was able to go to the internet. Oftentimes it would come up first in Google, and I'd read it. I'd be like, wow, that makes total sense. Now, that's okay if that happens. Now, it happened with me a lot. Where we need to be careful is we need to be observing the mind. We don't want to get into the situation where we're constantly being guided by what we're researching and seeing and so on and so forth. The mind really wants to paint a picture of the information it's receiving, and it will do it in a bandwidth that it understands. So we're looking at a reference point of our beliefs and limitations and things like that. Think about it this way: even if you were to run to Google and you had an image and you wanted to search more about it, you're searching from a perspective of your human brain, right? We often don't focus on the emotions that or the feelings that come up when we receive this knowing or this information, or we have a synchronicity. Maybe it's a song playing or something like that. We need to tune inward and focus on the emotions that we're feeling. Okay. So I know it's often a lot of fun to try to piece the puzzle together, but remember that you're being limited. Your mind is limiting you. It's taking this big satellite dish that is receiving this broadband information from higher frequencies, and it's compressing it down into a bandwidth that it understands. Okay. Now, a lot of the information that we have available to us from the higher frequencies, the higher dimensions, the quantum field, the mind really doesn't have a way to comprehend that. So it's going to try to fit it again into a little box. So be careful. It's okay to do research. It's okay to look things up to try to get a little bit of a clearer picture, but keep it right there. Don't let what your mind is finding or searching for completely take over and guide you forward, because it is going to start to pull you back down a path that it knows, that it's comfortable with, because it's trying to create a future based on an expectation. And it's doing research. Your mind does research to try to formulate that expectation. Okay. We want to be available. So, very important when we have a synchronicity to sit back and feel, and just feel what is being brought up within us. Because when we can do that and get present with those emotions, it unlocks a doorway to receiving more information that is in alignment with that synchronicity. Okay. So the synchronicity tells you that you're on the right path. All right. Your awareness is honed because you were able to perceive the synchronicity. Now we need to feel the information, the emotions that are beneath that. So it's a guide to come inward and feel. Now, I've had situations where I'll do research and I'll try to figure out what something what it meant, something that I received, a synchronicity or whatever it may be. And I think I have it figured out. Okay. And then maybe days or weeks later, boom, something new drops in that links back quantumly to that synchronicity. And now the meaning comes forward. So by continuing to go down the road of the mind, we limit ourselves. We take that broad band satellite and we bring it down into something very narrow, and we limit ourselves. And then eventually we let go because we think we have the answer, right? And then something will come forward and it will click. Okay. Remember, we're We have access to quantum energy, entanglement. Everything is connected. We are all one. So from this physical universe, sometimes it's simply a matter of getting aligned, and it may be a week or 2 or 3 weeks later back into that frequency, and your higher self is going to guide you back into this. This isn't even really a conscious thing. You're going to get back into that frequency, and you're going to link back up with that synchronicity you had a few weeks ago, and more information will come forward. Happens out of the blue. Okay. So, but in order to allow that, we need to let go of trying to figure it all out. Guys, it's very tempting to try to figure out what's happening, especially after you've awakened. You start having these amazing experiences. You're seeing craft. You're communicating with maybe Pleiadians or Lyrans or Syrians, whatever it may be, okay, deceased relatives, it always starts to come forward. It's very tempting to let the mind run off and try to figure it all out. Just know that you are being activated. And when we're activated, new energy, higher frequency energy, then has the ability to come forward. And that is representative sometimes by these synchronicities. So, and at the same time, it's going to push forward into our reality the energy that is blocking our ability to really embody these higher frequency energy waves. So be aware of that. The emotions are very important. I'm going to start talking more and more about getting inside, letting go, trying to not figure it all out, but just being present. Be present, work to clear the density that is in the way, get into the body, start breathing with your aches and your pains and things like that. Breathe with the dense emotions, the fear, the anxiety, those kind of things. Allow them to be, and ground. And that is going to bring more forward. Okay. So the whole point is to, again, I want to reinforce, watch your mind, be the observer of what's happening. Okay. Very, very important to be able to do that, because otherwise you may find yourself off on a tangent. And a lot of time may pass before you catch yourself and bring yourself back centered. Okay. Remember, the mind wants to figure it all out. It does not like living in the now, in the present moment. It doesn't like not having answers. It doesn't like unexpected. It wants to be comfortable. It needs to be predictable. And it's going to do that. And when you have an amazing, magical, higher dimensional experience, the mind's going to try to grab a hold of all that energy and bring it back down into this so it can make sense of it. Okay. We don't need to. We don't need to make sense of anything. We have the information. We have the knowledge. It's all us. We just need to allow it to come forward. And we do that by creating space and observing our thoughts, getting inside and really sitting and feeling every emotion, every ache, every pain, everything that's going on with the body. Sit, be present with it, and ground. And that will bring more of this higher frequency energy forward. More answers, more knowing will come with it. And you will continue to embody, okay, your soul and become that right here on Earth. That's why we're here. So hope this video resonated with you guys. Leave a comment below if it did, if you know what I'm talking about, if maybe you've gone off on a tangent. I know I have many, many times, and a lot of those tangents led to answers that I was like, wow. But then later on, something amazing happened. More came through, and it was taken to a higher level. So I realized at that point that maybe what my mind had figured out wasn't the fullness of it. Okay. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up button if this video resonated, and share this if you know anyone that can be helped by it. I would greatly appreciate it. So until next time, guys, love and light.